one of my recent lives, I talked that, especially for you, was Mr. Donovan's, also was Ms. Minogue's at the time. Would not recall the full relation. My sorries for that. Use Ms. confirmed. Mrs. etc. etc. Put me in for the worst talks, subjects. Because politics wasn't for you. Oh dear. Well, I would hope I was for the world, not just for the. Here. Mia. Me only. Never mind. What's the power that you want? Well, there's motive behind the make of finance. Happy birthday, Sid. Happy birthday to Nicole. God bless the US. You're welcome. Welcome. Sound. So it helps. What can you do? Not so bad. Salty peanuts. How are you? Well, I have lost weight, yes. Woof. The importance of the talk, buff. The condition of the body. When it sounds like, sounds grave. Then what? Silver grave. One day, we were made of and we will return to. Sorry. Yourself. Verse. Scriptures for ones that would not understand what verses mean from the prayer points of talk, who would have to understand the verb. Oh. Why medicine then would make sense for what was still understood from the points of talk of science, yes? Whatever section of medicine you fall under, if you work in that manner, in that section. Hi. Doc still got work to do. You'll have to put part loyal. There are no acts. I was not to go in that. What other policies can you use? Go through them with full. Work it out. Part of a team. Recall. Crew. Town or city. He's long now. We will talk of the one that can make a team out of. That won't you? They would talk of one that would make a team out of. They won't talk of the location, the population, and the descriptions. Sound, conditions, the weather. Sound. Computer. We go over the same concerns day to day. What does it end with? The same concerns, not continues the hope. Why would you want concerns at all? Why would you not put past there and think where you are? Life in the present. We can alter the present, we can alter the past. Memory and how it hurts later. You can alter that. You cannot put some memories into good, can you do? Unless you find part humour. Good. Oh dear. It's not you, then it's you. Relation then in place for certain film. Studio. Oh, real. Who would find out? Shush. Not you, it seems. Then you have one of those poor students in arts and entertainments. In other words, you have not studented at all in that particular section. Failure. Results were didn't hear the and the end paper. Oh dear. That's the same. Oh. What will you file that under? Please so. Under the funny guys. Funny guy. Funny how? Rest in peace to the ones not here. You right now. Hope all is well where you are. You have to have an act that will still give you no. Will still build part of character. Personality. So there seems to be a man followed up. In the words of Monsieur Eric Cantona, when the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will get thrown into the sea. A quote that will relate to war. So, if wants to follow the trawler, one must give the sardines. Oh, one must give the sardines. Does it make a good call, eh? It does parts, but anyway. Would you understand the theory behind Monsieur Eric's talk? Recall Eric's name. Also, an act of one that would eat the banana and become a superhero with power. Did you relate? Oh, the microphone. The microphone now presents. When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think. Then it's a this. What can we do then? It's because one will think that a sardine will get thrown to the sea. Give 'em bite. Brilliant. Quote. Was it advice? Oh no, not that one. Well, then it's that guy. Oh. Round one. Shift down. Why would you ask that particular question? Because you know what question's going to put to the ask. If the seagulls were to follow the trawler because the sardines will get thrown into the water, into the ocean, how can you predict that question to follow with? Did anyone give you the advice for the particular quote on the particular day? Oh, influential comfort. Hey. Clutch your straws. I would have to talk sorry for any questions to say life that would follow in that particular direction. It's because one will predict the question whether one was under advice on the particular day of why they mentioned that seagulls will follow the trawler because the sardines will get thrown to the ocean. Because one would follow, they would want the sardine, but no, they would try to go for not only for the sardine, they might go for the trawler because the trawler's in sight. Mom, sir, it's a follow, it's a chase, it's a guide. And then what would you end with? The quote of a genius. Was it from the particular person would hurt the end of one that would want to find out in real life whether it was from the particular life or whether it was from one that would advise? And the advice is soy sauce. The advice is sauce. You wanted to write in the paper, you wanted to name it that, you wanted to give it what you would have given, and it was, what was it? Damn! You wanted to give it what it was, and that was You had to write a paper. You had to name it. You had to follow a career and a path route then. When the sardines were to throw, it's because they think they will go through. It's because they think that it's bait. And one would want to go near it. Damn. It's the curse and slur I would have to allow myself. There's no other slurs and curses to go with them, but it cannot present in any professional situations. But then it's not a professional situation, then what was it? Because one would have to talk a curse and a slur to guarantee that they would follow not the troller, but they would follow me, they would follow you. What would they have to follow? Think. You're not going to use pickles. Well, if the situation presents in a pickle, are you to use the quotes? Oh, you cannot use quotes. Why? And then you would hear the remark, you are of the land one was not. And what will that tell you in full? So I can't wear the land shirt that you have to wear because, why? I ain't from here. Then why was I here? Why was you here? And from here means what? Then you get the eventual. It's a presentation of calmness, but you would hear the pronunciation in full. Sound to add over. And the sound will present what's behind the scenes because you would get out the remark, the motive, then in the intent, the purpose to reverse it was you. You are one to follow the bait. You are the one to get the sardine to the trawler or to wherever that was. Mom to sir. Sir, not to mom. There. What result would you get out of that? In the talks of Monsieur Eric. For me. It's a quote, maybe from somewhere that wasn't Eric on the particular day. One won't know. We have heard it, we have read it. We know it from Eric. That's the way one will work then. That's the way one will think. We are not to look more, we are not to look further. Why? Why would one need to? Why would one want to? Because you won't do that. Then you have not learned literature. It's not a part of the result. You are to send it all crazy. You are to cause you want to cause a reaction. You want to turn the handle. You want to wind it one down, up. And what would you follow with? Wind down. What would you want to follow with? Go on. One's not going to have the wear of the t-shirt that you wear because. Not from here, that one tells you. You ain't from here. Then where was one from? Go on. You've heard the remark loud and clear. You are now to understand behind the pronunciation that was well, one cannot blame it on the take of drunk. I cannot put myself under the profile that it was drink that caused said reaction and it was part of the senses and the cells inside where talks were not present. But you have heard the motive and the intent and the purpose of the particular individual that will cause what? When the seagulls will fall in the trawler, are you want to go for the sardine because you like to go for the bait will put you under the script of what particular animal. One that will fall in the ocean. One that can do what one can't because one does not like it. One likes to put oneself back. Enjoy the calm. And the relation to Tony Montana's jacuzzi. We all want to do it. We will not deny it. It calms down me. So you are not to, you ain't gonna do that in a jacuzzi because you ain't got one. You're gonna do it in the pool and you're gonna put the back because that's gonna give you the calm that you want. What result do you get? So you see, whether life's blind, so you see. So you see, are you to talk? Ooh, are you going to take particular quotes and pronounce that? If you are to talk like that, then why would one talk like that? Ow. So you see means what? That one's blind? One cannot see. Go on. So you see. Do you help the eyes? Guy. Are you a doc that helps the eyes? Go on. So you see means please tell. Oh, a direct relay. A direct relay. Yeah. So you see means please tell. Oh, an auto taught. So you see means please tell. Well, what does that mean then? That means you are an auto of please tell. What's one to tell? You can't make up with me. You have already caused what you have done, and you have put myself under what one was. The descript that you have put myself under for all any roots. You are not part of the land you went from here. That's the end of the talk. Put that down. Work done. Success. With the black color. Then, or the pick of what particular wear on a particular day, on a particular on a particular year, on a particular day, whatever that were. And what will that tell you then? After all that, what will that tell you? Please tell me. Please tell you. Please tell me. Please tell you what that will tell you then. A particular quote goes on to continue. You will follow that under a second and a two. You will follow. Translated. Want to care for the eyes that you have, sir, means that they are also in want of you to talk back the. Well, you cannot say. You cannot talk. You cannot give no to said life. If they are in the care of the eyes that you have, you must have the cells to talk back to you. Under what duration? Well, it seems right now. Because they are to not follow the sardines, they would want the trawler. No, they are to follow the sardines, they would want the baits. But that was the whole point of the quotes. What would you not comprehend? You can prove a stereotype within you. You can prove race. You have been given all the baits. What are you to do now with it? You have been given all the that. You have been given the full stories. You have been given the full script. Have you fallen for all the that was written, talked, and then? So what are you going to do? Do you put yourself under any cause part? You cannot put yourself under cause full. One would have to give you the understanding, the comprehend. Would you understand the part cause of what your acts would do and what causes reacts from lives that then would not understand what they do, because the verses that one has taken, one has pulled, do not follow the particular acts of said lives around where you were. And then you would hear the race talk out, and that will give you the full result of what that was. I'm not a pro one. Talk. So you see, but you want to please tell at the very same point. So, who are you and what do you do? When in doubt, put down that you are from, of, town. Why? Because the town's associated with the hard side. So if you had to put that down, that's why. It's a typical descriptor of a particular person that's from a particular town, and that causes that said reaction, and that's what all that was. You have fallen under the influence of what the locality and area make, and that's the end of the talk, and that's what that was now. So you see, means care for the eyes. Please tell in the very intent and the purpose and the motive at the very point of the question. Please tell. Well, it's a kind one. It's a kind motive, a kind intent, a kind purpose. Please tell. Run behind, run behind, run behind, run behind. The thoughts were sardines. There weren't any sardines. You understand? Comprehend? What if there's no... When the thought was made that there were sardines to get, and there aren't any, then what will you do? I'm gonna want. You are you're going to. You are? Oh, okay. So you must understand the description that you would have to put down from not the point of view of what the second was, but the point of view of what relation will fall under the preference. Now that's important talk, maybe to one. That's important talk to one. Yes, that's important talk to one. So we won't need to consider the second talk at all. The important talks, not the second, the important talks, the description from the relation point of wherever you are, because that's the important talk, wherever one was, and you are not going to get out of it. That's the description. That's the most important to all of the causes and all that was back there and all that was not where. The description to get to was the description of what relation you would prefer. Please tell. Concluded. Done. Stamped in full. You would not have denial of a motive or intent and a purpose that you might have liked a particular car, property, or whatever that was. Finances, motives, and intents and purposes are only for specific kinds, and what they will do with the specific finances and what the motives and purposes were to gain finances at all. Concluded. And the full rights and the full file and the full paper and the full documents to go away on a hard drive near you very soon. Or the one that you buy from the outlet that you put inside. Said the computer's not the household. They have transferred the frame into the screen. Please tell. You ain't the dark to care for the eyes. Oh, what can one do? You can learn how to turn you into the dark to care for the eyes. There are courses for that. You are of a certain duration, you would want to hurt that you can't, but you can go to that route. Why not? You can try. You can go overseas. You can find out if you care for the eyes. Or was it please tell? You would want a result. What was the result? To take it back to the paper that you were to prepare for the life and the duration and for the career that you would always want. And that was... Can that fall under role, position? Are you to give reference? I have given the description, the life of said individual. So what will that mean and what results? Well, the spoiled child will get what they want if they throw the tantrum, if they persist and continue, if they never give up. If they never give up, they will get what they want. So will they? No, dear. I have to now represent from another side then. So will they? It's not to do with me. Can one hide for a minute? Okay. What would you talk? Well, if you look, I'm not guaranteed one must do that because it's still not the position or role that one's in. If one was to do that, I will give an idea of what, not the characters in reality, but then the character would present in life. And the said act, unfortunate, would continue with the same motive and intent and purpose until life. Oh dear. So that means one would assume that they are dead until that life presents. But then we have, well, one has concluded that they would not care of the life around, and that will continue, and that will fall. So they're to continue the same act around where they were, and they will try to create any reactions and wind-ups and tell you that was there. So I think that doesn't go under part cause. I think that goes under full cause of what really was the acts that did what they did, because one like that would wind up and irritate and cause a reaction eventual to do what they would not want to do, but have done what they have done because eventually they were wound up to cause that reaction. And the one's already done that under description, and that will continue from the same point of action. Oh dear. One of that might have a particular act, but they would fall under they are potentially a criminal. But then they are not criminal because you're talking like that. They are crime. They are the break of the law. You are not going to give you the answer or the result because it's not my position or my role to. What would one not understand that one cannot talk of that particular concern that will now take over the world? I can understand why they have mentioned or why they have picked said names for certain lives, for certain reasons. I think the idea to hide might have had a better idea of why one was not in of any particular thought. So what have you done? You consider the life of anyone other than you. You recall the merchants of Venice. Hath one from have one of the Jewish community have not eyes and ears compared to thee. I would put, sorry if I have not pronounced in the correct manner. Shorthand would sound like offense, one would not want to do it. I have one of the Jewish community not eyes and ears like you. Are you one of them that will fall under I would use the descript that you were? The words of Shylock. Have one of the Jewish community not eyes and ears like you. Ma'am? Sir? Well, they have tried their undercover with a mustache. So whether that will work. Sir, no, sorry. Ma'am. Herpes. Foundation. You have to just give it that. You would have to understand the role of Carrie if you would want to continue what you're in. Act of. So please, Sam, what do you motive, intent, and purpose when you talk that one does not have eyes? But they are not part of the Jewish community. Please recall that. But a relation to all the descriptions of life wherever you are. Mr. Shylock's words make sense because it's for all. It's not just for one. But then that would sound near to, it sounds corny. There's no rivalry, and that's not fun. Oh, we just can't hold our own particular gender's hands, that's all. I should have gone with that one second, but what can you do? I'll hear it later. I've got it all incorrect. That's life. What can you do then? So you see, depends on the tone of talk. So you see. So if you were to talk from one point of talk, it will sound like you do not consider the eyes of the life and that they are blind already to what you have to talk out. Or in the case of said, speech. So you see, and then so you see can be broken down into the motives and intents and purposes of so you see them. One quote can mean another quote, or one question can mean another question. So you see. Because one, you will try to put down the person does not have eyes to review what you talk. Because one, you care for the eyes more than one would. Or you will try to prove that you care more than one would. And you have to talk inside of what the motive and intent or purpose of what you would want really are. Not the talk around, not The descript falls under that because of that. What are the intent? What are the intents and purposes and motives from you in full? Put all the important talk to the side, and what was the want from you in life? What was we are not right. One's not the one to want death for anyone at all. What's the you have got down to the result. You have got down to the result that you would want from said talk, and that was, why would you always try to prove me in fault and not you? But that's not kind. So one must remain under some kind of fault. Why? Please talk. Talker talks. If you are under a description of talker, that means talk. Please talk. You cannot find out you behind the curtains that you are with, behind the scenes that you present. Why? What do you really hide? Inside, we are all who we are. We must remain the descript that we are. So that's the content of life around. We cannot alter that fact. Yes, that's all any roots. So why would you not understand Shylock's talks in the merchant of Venezia in full? You won't like the fact that one has tried to talk in a particular talk. Why? You won't like the fact that I have tried to talk in Italian. Why? Or the description will fall under why you have not picked Venezia rather than Venice. If you would know the city's real name, why would you talk the second talk then? Why descriptions were made easier in particular talks? Venezia does not fall under the east that Venice did. What justice would you put yourself under then? Please tell. So you see means. What are you trying to prove from the point of you, not you? Please tell. It's not me then. No, it's not you then. Please tell. A lot of talks.